Hi, I'm Caroline Rudderman, and this video is Reiki for financial abundance, a full hour together. So please get comfortable, kick off your shoes, put on your cozy slippers, pour yourself a cup of tea, and we're going to do a deep dive into your central processing system. We're going to begin by opening into any family lineage patterns here on the mother as well as the father's side, the biological mother and father side, even if you're just like, I don't know who they are. As well as the people that might have raised you. Okay, so take a big breath in and exhale. We're just going to begin by examining the family's money flow. There we go. Because sometimes when we're talking about money, there might be more than enough in a family, but it might be tied to emotional manipulation. You can have money if you do what I say, if you behave a certain way. And that can mess with people. Right, so take a big breath in. People might have plenty of money, but also feel like they're on a leash. There you go. That's what we're talking about. You got it. Take a big breath in. So we're looking at first family. There we go. It's already starting. The top of it is starting to move. And exhale. And you deserve to be independently wealthy. Keywords: independent and wealthy. Free to make your own choices. There you go. Take a big breath in. If you want a house and a yacht and a private jet, you can have that. There you go. Take a big breath in. But I'm always going to encourage you to examine what's underneath that. So set your intention for this video. How do you want to feel with your finances? How do you want to feel with your money? So feel free to set your intention for this video. How do I want to coexist with this flow, with this energy, not only of Reiki, but of money? How do I want to live with it? Do I want to push against it? Do I want to fear it? Do I want to be spoiled rotten? There you go. Take a big breath in. Exhale. There's a 15-minute video that I made for financial abundance that is also strictly about the survival, feeling of survival, of safety around money. We're going to also include that, but if you know that you have a lot of fear that kicks up, keep plugging that one in into your YouTube playlists. Beautiful. Yeah, that's the settling in. That's the release of the back of the solar plexus, of the tummy. And this is sort of the question that's emerging of like, I work so hard, why is it that some people have such an ease with money and other people don't have enough? It's not that I want to steer us away from larger world questions, global questions. It's that everybody has their own karma, everybody has their own life path as individuals, and as you know, on the same planet at the same year and time and date, people can be living very different realities, very different existences. And in this space, I'm not talking about, what's equitable, what's fair. But you just have to remember, in this space and time, in a lot of ways, we're all running our own race on a soul level, on a personal level. Right? Forget even the karma that's attached to all of this. There we go. Now we're going to start opening up a little bit of the karmic channels around money. Why is it that some people, have serious health issues but have no issues with money? Or vice versa. Right? Sometimes that's an accumulation of lifetimes. It's not a straightforward question to answer. And sometimes it is straight up environmental, right? We do have a poisoned planet. There we go. But a truer question is, how can we continue to offer care to the world? How can we continue to receive the world's resources without pilfering and profiting in a greedy kind of way? Take a big breath in. Meaning we don't have to cut down all of our resources to make our first 100 grand or our first million. Okay, we don't have to abuse other people. All right, now we're entering the false belief systems around money. We don't have to hurt other people to earn a good living, to benefit the community around us, to support people like us who want to grow. And I say like us by the people who are you watching this, and the people who look like you, and the people who feel like you and experience what you experience, to make changes in others' lives. There you go. Take a big breath in. And exhale. This is often why people write books about financial wellness, right? On investments, on budgeting, right? All these things, because it's like, you don't have to suffer. Here's information. Let me share it with you. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Money is not evil. It's a resource. People can do some pretty messed up things, whether they're broke or whether they're rich, or anywhere in between. There you go. Take a big breath in. And exhale. But people can also do some pretty kind things, whether they're broke or whether they're rich. Another truth is that you will have more choices if you have more money. There you go. Ooh, just felt a surge of energy coursing up my spine. Ooh. Yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and start clearing some spirit attachments. And when this video is complete, feel free to watch it again in a couple of days, in a couple of hours if you're feeling it, right? Watch this video, use it as needed. We're covering quite a few different topics that might be affecting your income. We're really kind of going deeper into these different channels. Yep, and we're coming back to past lives again. When I say past lives, I also include future lives. Okay? Take a big breath in. And exhale. Time doesn't exist on a linear path. It's more of a spiral or in my experience. There you go. Take a big breath in. Time is more about perception. Than the minutes of the clock. There you go. Ooh, started feeling a little trippy for a second there. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Yeah, we're doing some deep processing here. If you feel exhausted, you might have been hanging on to a lot of stress. You might have been having your shoulders on full defense mode for a long time. And it's 100% okay if you drift off to sleep during this video. We're settling in to clear some of the deeper traumas. Right, yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about. That's like, I have the money, you don't. You do what I say. Sometimes the need to use money, inflict violence and control. These are the patterns that are emerging right now. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Yep. Wrap yourself up in a cozy blanket if that makes you feel safe right now. Grab your cat or your dog. Or let your loved one wrap their arms around you if you need that. We're dealing with a lot of core safety issues as the energy is flowing right now. I'm here for you. Just keep breathing and exhale. The long, slow exhale is what tells the body, is what signals the body, I'm safe. And really look around if you're starting to feel that like really look up and look around. Right? This is somatic way that we tell our body it's safe. Really use your eyes and look to the left. Maybe you even turn your head and really look to one side and really absorb, right? And then to the other side, really look around. Keep breathing, really look down. Gather information with your eyes, really look around you. This is sort of an evolution of like, my body's freaking out, I just got chased by a lion, right? And so when we look around and really absorb the information around us, so like, okay, There's no visible threat. That's how we can, in a modern day, begin to allow our system to start to process and start to calm down. And we exhale. So every time you look up and really look up, you take a breath with it. When you really look down and look around, you take a breath. Okay. And the same to the left, to the right. Nobody's telling you have to feel a certain way. You're allowed 100% to express whatever emotions. Are you allowed to vent it out on other people? Prefer if you didn't. Is it okay to share it with other people? Absolutely. Is everybody going to want to have the time or the availability to hear those feelings? It's good to ask. Hey, do you have a minute? I'm feeling overwhelmed. Really looking deeply into another person's eyes can help us settle. Because really what I feel right now is this kind of frozen place, right? A big block of ice doesn't melt immediately. It kind of slowly drips. Exhale. And this isn't just the safety issues. This is like trauma over a longer period, right? Sometimes this is lifetimes of trauma. Sometimes this is family patterning, right? It's going to look a little different for everybody, for better or for worse, because we're working on the group, on the collective. I'm working on you right now, but I'm also kind of working on everybody who's watching this video at the same time. There we go. How do we do that? Magic. Take a big breath in. Just sigh it out. And maybe you aren't safe right now where you are. Maybe you're actually looking around and you're like, this place is not safe for me. That's when we start to call people and say, can you help? That's when we start to call, we phone a friend, we go onto the internet and say, emergency housing, safe houses. There you go, take a big breath in. When you ask people, do you have any ideas? All right, not everybody might have the resources to say, hey, I have an apartment out back, you can move in next week. Sometimes that is the case, but sometimes somebody might have an idea for you. There you go. Sometimes having that conversation with another person to help talk it out can help you kind of get over the initial fear, okay? Just remember, we always have more resources than we might think. We might not know somebody really well for them to work on an emergency hotline and to be able to have a connection, to help them have a good trained listening ear. There's nothing wrong with asking the big blue sky above us, the angels or spirit guides, to say, can you help? There you go. Take a big breath in and exhale. The world is filled with givers and takers. And if you're a giver, sometimes you are allowed to take. Sometimes you're allowed to ask. And if the first person says, I don't know, sorry, I can't help you, or no, keep asking. You're allowed to ask the big blue sky, your spirit guides. You're allowed to keep asking. Just because the first person or the first 10 people can't help you, keep asking the big blue sky, your spirit guides. There's always 1,000 solutions to every problem. There we go. We're healing the money trauma right now. We're healing a lot of lifetimes. We're healing the lineage patterns. This is kind of why we're doing the deep dive in the hour, because sometimes it is a basic survival. And sometimes it's like we need to become like unentwined, disentangled. Right? This is sometimes what happens when a spouse is financially and emotionally dependent on somebody who can be a bit abusive, and they're like, I want out, right? Like, I have the resources when I stay, but if I leave, I have nothing, right? This is when we have to start asking the big blue sky, our angels, our spirit guides, throw that question up into the air, can you help? And exhale. Allow there to be new ideas, not new opportunities, new messages that start to come up. Here's my cat Daisy coming up. She's always the calming, the deep calming influence. If you've seen my other videos, Prince Henri is another black cat, but he's sort of the, he kind of comes in with a higher, more curious type of energy. Sometimes a little bit more fairy energy, but Daisy, when she comes into the videos, is deep stillness, calming, very physical. Here we go. There will be a whole series of these videos, so if you feel like you've run through this video a few times and there's still some blockages, right? It took me a long time to get my finances right because I had to keep going into my layers of self-value, right? Before my money started changing. I had to gain some basic skill sets. One of my favorite books is, it's called Get Good with Money by Tiffany, I think it's Alice, I forget her last name, I'll write it in the comments, but Get Good with Money has a beautiful green cover. And she walks you through the 10 basic steps of getting your finances in order, getting organized, of knowing what money's coming in and what money's going out, on investments, on debt. There we go. Ooh, that we hit a little nerve right there, the debt. Take a big breath in. Exhale on the retirement. Yeah, there's a lot of fear around what am I going to do when I'm getting old? There you go. fear around the younger generation feeling like they're never going to own a house or land or property. Yeah. These are our wider belief systems that we're starting to, collective belief systems. And we're just coming back to the heart center around, I can do this. I can do this. I'm allowed to love myself. I'm allowed to feel beautiful. I'm allowed to spend the way I want without fear or repercussion. I can continue to earn. I can continue to be grateful. There we go. Yeah, I can continue to increase. I'm not stuck. There we go. Take a big breath in. Because the truth is that I'm not really doing anything differently than I was 12 years ago. But my confidence is definitely different. Of course, I've gained skills. But the difference between 15 years ago and now is that I feel I've cultivated the safety and the security and the nest egg. There you go. Take a big breath in. Financially, but like emotionally, psychologically, and confidence, self-love, like those patterns had to be cultivated because I'm really not doing that much different than when I was. If you are noticing that you are really, really very good with managing very small amounts of money, you can manage money. The trick might be adding the layers of self-value, self-confidence, self-love, self-trust. To allow more volumes to increase, to come in, more opportunities. There you go. Take a big breath in. And exhale. All right, it's about mindset. And there's so much, so many people that just do not like their jobs but feel trapped, right? And have large amounts of debt, have families to take care of, to change careers, to change jobs, would affect that. There you go. This is what we're talking about. This is the energy that we're moving. We're not saying any situation is right or wrong. We're just moving it on an energetic level. There you go. And exhale. And Daisy is still here. You can see a little ear. She's just purring right now. Just anchoring the deep calm. There you go. And I do these videos for you because I needed this stuff when I was in the same state. And I didn't have a lot coming in. So this is how I offer service. There you go. Yep, coming back to the family karma. And as I'm shouting out the things that are surfacing, they're sort of these larger waves, right? You know, when you're at the ocean and there it's high tide and it's low tide, right? These are the sort of larger waves that are coming in. There's individual waves, but then there's these kind of bigger patterns. So as I'm shouting out some of these different patterns that are coming through, if you have thoughts or feelings that are coming up right after I was like family karma, and you're like, oh my God, my grandmother just popped into my awareness, just know that there can be connections from that. Perfect. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You got it. Take a big breath in. Exhale. And this video is going to be important to watch at least 2 or 3 more times. If you watch it once, that's fine, right? We're always going to be kind of clearing layers. There's nothing wrong with getting your car washed and getting all the pollen and the bird poo off your car, but keeping the car clean on a regular basis, right? There you go. There you go. Take a big breath in. I don't know if the car wash analogy was like the one I was looking for, but you understand. We're sort of doing deeper and deeper patterns. I don't know if you guys can hear Daisy's purr is getting louder. There, yes. Take a big breath in. Daisy is part of this transmission. Here we go. Yeah, we're doing a full hour together. So if you feel sleepy, if you feel restless, if you feel like you want to stretch or move around, go for it. Nobody's telling you have to behave a certain way. And exhale. There we go. Yep, and I'm starting to work on the hips right now. This is where a lot of the family line, the family lineage and connections. Feeling entitled to money that's not yours is sort of what's coming through. And exhale, that sort of frustration, the belittling. Take a big breath in. What we're doing here is we're making there more options, more channels for the flow of money to flow to you. There you go. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Yeah. You might be feeling a lot, you might not be feeling a lot. I'm starting to work on the crown and the root. You know, the thing to remember is that a lot of money consciousness, especially in the US, is this hustle culture that like we need to work hard, that we need to prove ourselves. Without this massive efforting, we're failures, we're worthless. It's just not true. It's just not true. If you're working 80 hours a week because you're trying to get some business or a big project off the ground, or you just love working 80 hours a week, God bless you. Right? Take a big breath in. But that's not how I want to experience my personal life. I need to have enough time where I stare at the clouds. I know that sounds like, oh, you're a 42-year-old adult woman, Caroline. But the truth is that, like, yeah, I need that space to decompress, to let new ideas come into my head. I need that space for my creativity to shine and to flourish, to not feel pressured, right? And I go through busy work patches too, but the truth is when I have really busy work patches, I'm not growing anything new. Not building into any new projects, right? When I'm seeing a lot of clients, when I'm teaching a lot of classes. And exhale. There we go. Yes. So when we're talking about this kind of individual determination, this idea that like we as individuals are fully responsible for getting the task done and completing, you know, this thing that we have to do ourselves, that there's not a complete truth to that. It's often about our network. It's about our connections around us as well. Beautiful. Our relationships, our healthy relationships, our dynamic relationships are just as important to us being able to create a solid income for ourselves. Networks, connections. There you go. Take a big breath in and whoop. Not sure what Daisy's doing here. Just rearranging. Oops. The purring has ceased. But she still brings that kind of deep whale ocean vibe in with her. Of course, Daisy the cat is a land mammal, but it's sort of the depths, right? The whales can go deeper. I don't think Daisy likes to be compared to a whale. But it's the depth of your work, my dear. Beautiful. We're kind of entering a little bit of a muddy patch right now, that there's a lot of mental energy that's kind of feeling like, oh, I don't know if this is ever going to change. Just kind of working underneath the ears, sides of the jaw. You got it. Perfect. Ah, that's exactly. If it doesn't change, so what? Sure, some folks out there are like, if it doesn't change, I'm gonna die. Change is inevitable. Exhale. There we go. This is the safety issue that's coming up. Just remember, there's another shorter 15-minute video if you notice that the safety issues around finances and abundance are really a big thing for you. Just know that that's going to be a quick video that you can tune into. Here we're covering larger territory. There you go. But this is the safety issue. This is sort of the primal fear of like, I'm not going to be okay. That really like nervous system, like adrenal. And I can't say this enough. If you're drinking a lot of coffee when you're freaked out, the caffeine will anchor your anxiety in and around your body. So if you take stimulants, if you take a lot of like caffeine, a lot of black tea, it can increase that steady anxiety. If you can cut out the coffee, cut out the coffee. Take a big breath in. I know some people are like, never. But just know that if you have a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety in your body, you're anchoring that in place. It's an artificial stimulant, and it just keeps taking from your reserves. It just keeps taking from your reserves. It just keeps taking from you. Sometimes it's nice to get a little lift. But as a daily, as an ongoing expression of pushing forward, it is detrimental. Do what you will with that information. There's just as many studies out there that says coffee is a mood booster. It helps you overcome depression. There's just as many articles that say caffeine strips your vitamins and nutrients from your body. There you go. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. There you go. You got it. We are moving volumes of energy right now. Yeah, this is the place where it almost feels like this whole money situation is going to break me. Here you go. It's like I can't bear another second of this. It's dragging me into the underworld. There you go. Take a big breath in. I'm exhausted from trying. It's this kind of energy that's coming through right now that we're moving. Yeah. There we go. This is the softening. This is the fear. This is some of the past life stuff that's coming out. Here you go. Yeah, this is a lot of the heaviness. A lot of the like physical weight of like, oh. There you go. Beautiful. Daisy is still here with us. I will tell you, she very rarely will sit with me for this duration. She is here for you guys. And exhale. We're coming close. We're coming close. There we go. One more big breath in. Exhale. And when we're doing deeper sessions like this, if you feel like your body needs to move, please move your body. Thank you, Daisy. I think Daisy's gonna keep working with us, but just from the floor rather than on my lap. Sometimes when I shuffle my own self around, my cats are a little less tolerant of sitting with me for longer periods of time. Exhale. There we go. Yeah, we're just draining some of the trauma, some of the like pressure that we've been putting on ourselves for so long to launch this thing, to get this thing off the ground, to complete this thing. This is the type of pressure that we're just draining right now. Here we go. That we have to be the one man or the one woman show, the one non-binary show. There you go. You got it. And exhale. It's exhausting trying to do this stuff by ourselves. This is why we ask the big blue sky, can you help? We ask our angels, can you help? And we wait for signs, for people. In many ways, I've always been the giver, but saying, yes, I need help, like accepting the help has always been the thing that I have been trying to soften my response when somebody's like, do you want a hand? Do you want some help? I'm like, no, I got it. No. Right, as the shoulders come up, no, I can do it myself. Right, and now when somebody says, can I help you with one of those bags? Can I help? I say, yeah. Even if I can do it by myself. Even if I think that I know the way, I'm happy to hear what other people offer and what their thoughts and their ideas are. Sometimes what people are offering is not what we're asking for, and is not what we need. That might not be the help. But maybe it is. That's when we kind of have this discernment. That's when we have this discernment. What is it that I need? What is it that I want? When we're opening up to financial abundance, how do I want to feel with money? Do I want to feel safe? Do I want to feel loved? Do I want to feel seen? Do I want to feel worthy? Do I want to feel joyful? Do I want to feel grateful, excited, playful, curious? Do I want to feel heavy? Do I want to feel isolated? Do I want to feel like it's my job to do by myself? every single one of those avenues are a-okay. There you go. That's what we're working towards. One more big breath in. Sigh it out. Yeah, this is a little bit more where the family lineage is coming through. Yep. I'm working on the hips, sides of the hips right now. There you go. Yeah. This is where a lot of the fear, a lot of the I feel scared kind of energy can sit. Especially if we're sitting too much, it can really accumulate in the lower chakras. Oh, it's a good sign. Starting to release from the shoulders, starting to release from the jaw. Starting to release from the ears, from the eyes. Beautiful. Yep, everything is energy. I'm starting to work at the crown, at the bottoms of the feet. The crown of the head is when I say crown. It's the seventh chakra. It's at the very top of the head. It's our connection to non-physical, to new ideas, to our spirituality. And the bottoms of the feet, which help us stay connected, which help us stay grounded. And it's okay if you don't have legs or have feet, right? It's about how we connect to ourselves, to the body of the earth, to the earth itself. Through our continued connection to nature. Take a big breath in. And exhale. There we go. Just loosening up the shoulders, loosening up the jaw. Beautiful. Yeah, we're doing it. I'm just kind of I'm working right sort of here underneath the ears to the jaw on everybody right now. One more big breath in. Oof. I feel like sometimes I gotta readjust myself. Moving energy, it's okay to twist. It's okay to do your stretches. Ugh. Ugh. It's okay to let those yawns go. Believe it or not, it's only when I'm working on collective that I yawn. I almost never yawn when I'm working on myself. I almost never yawn when I'm working one-on-one. But when I'm working on large groups, I don't just releases like that. There you go. Releases through me, through you. Exhale. I feel like I'm probably setting off a cascade of other people yawning right now to stretch those jaw muscles. Right, all that tension that we carry at the back of the neck. Oof, goodness. I want you to set your intention one more time. I know I keep coming back to this several times throughout this video, but how do you want to exist with money, with flow, with ease, with surrender, with joy, with grace, with acceptance, with love, gratitude? It's your choice, with connection. There you go. Pick a word, any word. There you go. That's what we're setting. That's what we're aligning to. You got it. Oof. Yes. Listen, if those ideas pop into your head, just write them down. Just write it down. Don't have to worry about taking immediate action. Just write it down. Sometimes the idea pops in and it just gets you jazzed up a little bit. Just gets you jazzed up. Just trying to get you a little bit more excited, to lift your vibration. Because when we're feeling a lot of guilt and shame and heavy responsibility and these kind of in many ways unnecessary loyalties, this kind of stuff, it's very compact, very dense energy. I don't think of energy as good or bad, but right, like guilt and shame are really dense energies. It's hard to be in a space of new ideas and openness and expansion and new opportunities, right, and new ideas to come in when we're like really weighed down. So sometimes we just have to start to clear some of the heavier stuff, and that's largely what this video has begun. This is going to be a whole series of videos around your financial abundance and realigning. There's going to be some short ones, there's going to be some long ones, okay? This is one of the longer ones. Take a big breath in, and this is where we're really covering the wider map. Right, we're kind of stirring a larger pot. Okay. There we go. And now we're working right in the digestive system. That's where a lot of us store our stress, right, in the abdomen. Right in the digestive system. Why sometimes when we get stressed, our stomach goes into knots. There you go. Take a big breath in. Exhale. That nausea, that diarrhea, kind of like, oh, I don't feel so good, right? That's where a lot of our ki, a lot of our power pack of our low abdomen, the lower dantian. But you know, if your digestion is off, your overall vitality off, your overall energy levels can be really off. Beautiful. Yeah, we're just starting the unwinding. It can be an instant process. It absolutely can be an instant process. But usually what happens is that the body needs to start feeling safe, and then the mind can start to relax. And then new ideas can start to blossom. Usually people are like, I want change, but like when a lot of change happens, they're like, whoa. So usually what happens is incremental change. And sometimes it feels like, oh my God, I'm dealing with this old pattern again. It's coming around. What's really happening is that there's often deeper layers that are healing rather than a ricochet. Right? Sometimes it feels like, oh my God, I thought I was done with that. But this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about healing as a spiral, right? We're going into deeper and deeper layers, right? It can be the deepening spiral, or it can be the opening spiral of expansion, right? Where you get wider and bigger and around and around we go. Around and around we go. There you go. One more big breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. We're starting to lift up. So I know this was a bit of a kind of not all over the place video, because there was a lot that moved some of the heavier stuff that we were moving today. So just make sure that you go have a glass of water, a smoothie, some green leafy vegetables, If you despise all of those things, find a way that you can nurture yourself, okay? Maybe it's a warm shower. Maybe it's going to bed a little bit early. Maybe it's calling a friend to connect. Okay, maybe it's going for a walk. All right, I drop new Reiki videos every Monday. So please like, subscribe, and share this video. Okay? I wish you a lot of love. I'm scooping up all the energy. I'm going to give it a kiss. Blow it away. Be well.